Y'all, you know what time it is, Infidels. Live, 7:15 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen. Another big week in truth-seeking, Infidels. Excuse me. So you know where to be.
God, COVID.
Yeah, COVID's got me.
Alert.
No mask on, Infidels, because things will never be the same after this one. Ghost Rider, Split Flames, Lay Back and Twist One, recognize the gods came for one accord, one mind, and one common cause. And that's what we're here for, Infidels, to wake it up. Put your mind to work and see what's really going on in the world, because you know what the truth is, even though we're still under the spell. Here on the Conspiracy Horsemen. Y'all. Yeah, man, another big week with news just dripping down, and it was a busy day for me as I was trying to get that Bitcoin stuff out for John McAfee, so I had to hack, everybody from Obama to, who else did I get today? Bill Gates. I got a lot of them today. Then there's a lot more to come because we got to sell these ghost phones, you guys. We signed on to promote this stuff, and by any means necessary, we got to move this product. So I'm here. I'm open to all ideas. Creative, legal, or illegal. Let's think outside the box tonight for once, you guys. Can we please build some synergy and really start to move our brands forward in a productive way? Stevie, you crunch the numbers. How are things going over there?
The ghost phone is out of business. It filed for bankruptcy this morning, so we're late to the party with that. They were trying to figure out a way. They figured it'd be more successful if instead of like Bitcoin or cash there's a coin shortage, so we can't use change. Mm-hmm. If we use hot dogs and walnuts, that seems to be the popular currency.
I like that.
What we'll be discussing tonight.
Sal, you've been stockpiling hot dogs and walnuts for a while. With the change commodity down, do you think you can come in and just take over in a short amount of time? Oh, Sal, we can't hear you. Nope, you're not coming.
Anything.
There you are. There you are.
All right. Fuck me. Jesus. So I was wondering, what Alphabet Boy's term is walnuts code for, and can I get in trouble for it? Because now that Stevie has just told everybody that and you said that I'm stockpiling hot dogs and walnuts, mm-hmm. How long before I'm raided by some government agency? Or not, so depending on.
Either that or MUFON's going to come party at your house.
I'm going to get a call from MUFON.
Is that the guy we had on?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We had him on here?
Yes.
Yeah. When?
A year and a half ago, I think, right? It was early.
Yeah. Was that the guy that you saw at the college?
No,
Bill Burns.
Bill Burns is stand-up guy.
We had a MUFON guy on this show? We never had a MUFON on this show. You guys are ribbing me with this whole
I swear on my cats, we had a MUFON guy on.
It was Jan Harzan. It was Jan Harzan because Billy Ray hooked it up because he was on Infinite Fringe and he was the head of MUFON. Somebody find the show. I can't spend time checking it. But
so was it just the A team, Sal, not us B teamers?
I don't think I was there.
You weren't there, Sal?
I don't remember speaking to a guy from MUFON because I had a lot of questions for the folks from MUFON.
Stevie, am I going crazy on this?
No, because this is when we asked the guy about Bigelow taking all the papers, and he gave a very correct answer.
And this is the guy, Jan Harzan, also took $750,000 from Bigelow in a payoff. For all that,
I would have had a lot of Bigelow questions for a MUFON guy, and I know I didn't get to ask any of them, so I wasn't there.
Well, it might be a stretch, but do you think we should reach out to him and try and get him back on?
No.
I don't think that'd be a good look right now, man. But, he's accused of is trying to elicit sex from an undercover agent who was playing a 13-year-old girl, and now I had to.
Do you think Chris Hansen wore the little fucking alien gimmicks?
He was outside.
Why don't you have a seat?
Did the pop up?
If you guys want to search through YouTube, for some reason it keeps coming up my feed because Chris Hansen, his story over the past couple of years, and his been crazy. I mean, you talk about a guy who could print money as long as he wanted to just got in over his head with everything. And the actual thing that got To Catch a Predator canceled was the thing that needed the police involvement, and then going to that DA's house in Texas, and he shot himself, and that's what got them taken off the air. Really crazy stuff.
I don't know.
And it's so weak too, because the guy, out of anybody, he was the biggest pussy, so he got the shit taken off. So he needed to eat that bullet.
GGP, what are you clocking in?
What?
GG.
Normally I get like a hell yeah from Ben or something.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know the story about that, man.
Well, basically, To Catch a Predator, real quick, they caught some jerk off who was a person in the state. He was in local government. He ran back to his house because they're like, we're not going to arrest him here. Let's confront him at his home. So he went to his house, got his gun, and he went out the hard way. And that's why they canceled the show, because they're like, you guys aren't cops. Well, no. He was in the house when it happened. So they were like, you guys aren't cops. So now there's a lot of legal ramifications. I'm like, who gives a fuck? That's honestly, it's like,
dude, that's for To Catch a Predator OnlyFans page to get that fucking exclusive content.
That's Patreon material.
Absolutely, dude. Like, no, I didn't know that that's why the show got taken. Because right now, dude, he's needed more than ever to be. Like, there's a bunch of people I'd like to just threaten with him showing up who might do the old end of days on themselves, Shawshank Warden style if need be.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Ashton Kutcher hasn't stepped up and taken over that role.
That's interesting. That's right, because he did do the whole testify.
Yeah, man, he was all about it, and he'd be the guy to fucking be right there to drill you for it. So it would be great.
And all the Nancy Browns would watch him.
Oh, that guy from the '70s shows. Oh, he's so handsome.
Oh, he was on Punk'd. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but that is also his castmate is a Scientologist accused of raping half a dozen women as well. Right. That's a tough look.
Yeah,
What do you think, GGP, about the whole Jan Mufon situation? Here's what I'm wondering is, with everything disclosure wise and the fact that he's already been bought off once, is this, I asked this of Billy Ray Valentine, he thinks this is a legit charge against him, or is this trying to set him up for something else because they're too close or they have information on something?
I don't know, because I was too busy building a cabinet I bought for $10,000 from WayFair this week. I missed the story.
You only paid $10,000?
10,000 scuttles. That's it.
What, do you know somebody?
I know a guy who knew a guy that fell off a truck.
It was a used floor model. He got it for 20.
It wasn't cleaned out yet.
No. It was called Dennis. Dennis Gray cabinet.
No, this whole week has been nothing but disgusting situation after disgusting situation, which shows that this world is a very evil and sinister place, and a lot of it is hidden in plain sight. And unfortunately, now those who've taken the quote-unquote red pill and are starting to wake up, they're like flabbergasted. But then you still got the Nancy Browns.
Yes. No, I'm going to go check on Jim. Can you check the meatloaf? That's my husband, Jim Smith. I'm Nancy Brown. I checked on a reliable source, Snopes. And you know what they told me?
God damn it.
No. Dude, no, it's not true.
No.
Let me get this out. Let me just throw this out since GGP hit it. So this week, and I just said to Ben before the show started, I said this week has been nothing but Nancy Brown revelations for me. I'm not even joking. This is not a bit. I'm not embellishing this for the show. This legit happened. I went to my pool, my local pool, and I was
that the Indian guy at 7-Eleven? My pool?
Yes, my pool. He's not allowed to do the voice anymore, so I won't do it anymore.
At Bambi's? Please, my friend, put it down.
I won't do the voice anymore.
Thank you for coming in.
He asked me not to. So I went to the pool, and there were 4 moms and the lifeguard who is in college. She's a very nice girl, goes to college, become a doctor. They were all talking about WayFair. And did you see this? Did you see this? This is ridiculous. So they're going around, and then and I walked in, and I'm signing in, and I hear it, and my fucking ears start and I'm like, oh shit, I'm listening to the conversation, and they start going, well, did you hear Tom Hanks was involved? And I go, what? Wait a minute, hang the fuck on, what? So now I'm just listening. I'm just absorbing this. And they're going, yeah. So Wayfair, $14,000. Did you see the cabinet? The cabinet is not worth $14,000. And I'm like, oh shit, this is real. This is happening. The one woman, I swear to God, very nice lady. I have nothing ill to say about her. She goes, this better not be true. I order shit from them.
Oh, that's almost
like, okay, that's where we're at. All right, fair enough.
That's almost as bad as I had that story 3 years ago, and I could have been the first one to break it. Quick question there, Swampy. Did you pay $30,000 for those bookshelves behind you from Wayfair?
No, I didn't, but I do.
Just curious. Asking for a friend.
Maybe they came with the house, so potentially.
I like the beard.
Yeah,
he's rocking the heel Hogan look. He's back. It's just Swamp Gas. John Prestor, obviously one of our top sleeper cell leaders. I don't know if he's in Tom Hanks's library where there was barcodes on the back on the walls, which are very similar to prison libraries. I'm not sure. We're going to have to take a look and see what's going on. But I know he's got a lot of information from supermodels doing crazy shit, and he just got blocked by one. And also, obviously, the Wayfair stuff we're just scratching the surface on. Welcome back, John Prestor.
Thanks, man. Now you guys get to see how old I really am without a hat and a beard. That's all white. So that's fun stuff. GGP, I got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
She does look like Robin Williams. She does look like Robin Williams.
I think Robin Williams in drag looks better than she does. So,
okay.
You know, and to be smart, Gates' wife, Bill Gates' wife, and to besmirch John Williams. That's the composer. To besmirch Robin Williams' name with that muck is just blasphemy.
Fair enough. So, but she does look like it.
Could be. Robin Williams obviously out of the picture now, but who knows if he was still around, if his name would be getting kicked around right now too.
No way.
No, I think he's on the opposite side of this. Frankly.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I used to, here's where two people shake their head and two people shake their head the other way. You know, I used to think from a Christian perspective that this was very much good versus evil in this whole world, but I've changed my perspective. Not from a Christian perspective, but I literally think this is evil versus more evil. And that the people we're seeing come out right now are not necessarily the lower level people. That's certainly true. But I think it's just two factions of really friggin' evil people throwing the other ones to the wolves.
Well,
I don't think good's winning here at all.
Listen, speaking about coming out, I just want to say what's up to Triple D over there out there in Rome, New York.
Appreciate freshly single as well, so ready to mingle.
Is he really?
Oh, really?
Man. Kicked her.
He dropped the ball on that one.
No, she had to go. She was not worth the wait. But I told her, I told him, I go, dude, make sure you let her.
You want to be my wife?
I go, make sure you let her know her spot on ring crew is still there. Anytime she wants to show up to set up the ring and tear down, she's always welcome to hang out. So, man, good times, great oldies. I don't know where you want to start, John, with or any questions. Anybody to go around? This Chrissy Teigen thing seems to be the hot button of the last 48 hours of what you guys have been researching, and obviously Wayfair we have to get into and talk about it. Sale's ready to buzz the sky. Go for it, Sale. Unload on
All
her.
right, man. Oh, this fucking asshole.
He's right here. Don't say that about him.
Fucking Chrissy Teigen. So 2010, 2011, 2013, 12, 13, 14. She went and she said legit words. Now, look at this. Let me tell you. Listen, I am not beyond the rationale that she was watching Toddlers and Tiaras. I get it. A lot of people did. Not everybody who watched it is a pedophile. I understand. I get that 100%. Seriously, I do. My brain's not fucked up. I do understand that. She used the words legitimately. Yummy. She used the words legitimately. And she said she'd say, I know this is messed up. I know how messed up this sounds, guys. Okay, the other stuff, the pizza, Brad Pitt bought me pizza, that can go either way. She's trying to show everybody that she's fat, and she does fat kid things. I get it. The rest of the stuff was just jokes, right? That's what we're all going for. That's what she came out and said. All these trolls, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everybody bothering me and John Legend because I'm just making jokes. Do you guys remember a guy named James Gunn who lost Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because of jokes? from 2010 that he made about beating his underage boyfriend, who he doesn't have because he didn't have an underage boyfriend. It was a joke. He makes those fucking weird black humor jokes. Okay. But he lost an entire franchise because of it.
So you're saying black humor matters?
Yes, it does. Okay. And
just
since
checking.
then, he's bounced back. He's fine. Everybody's fine. Nobody cares. But now Chrissy Teigen wants to live under a different set of rules. Her celebrity should take her beyond. She should be able to say what she wants because, well, it's Twitter. It's freedom. So now, again, we're at this point of what do you want to do? Do you want to fuck everybody or do you want to let everybody slide? You can't. So she has to go down just like the rest of them. Everybody has to be outraged. And no matter how much she bites back with, I'm tired of the trolls attacking me. I'm afraid for my family. Go fuck yourself. Be canceled like everyone else is. You're not above it. Now, that being said, isn't it worth an investigation? She said she swears her and John Legend were never on the Lolita Express. They never went to Epstein Island. Despite it being brought up, she said never, ever, ever.
Well, she's the best beard in Hollywood to begin with, so I'm assuming they both. I'm assuming they both went down there.
I have to argue with you on that one. I'm pretty sure Jada Pinkett Smith is the best beard in Hollywood.
Yeah, a lot to talk there. And Stevie, kick it to you. When you're not guilty of anything, you always delete 33,000 emails and 60,000 tweets, don't you?
Family safety. It's for family safety.
First they came for the socialist. Because I was not a socialist.
Well, now today.
This is the thing. This is the evil versus more evil. As people watch this, it's like the cancel culture is reversing and they're eating their own. And people are watching it saying, thank God, I'm glad they're getting canceled, which is exactly what the people that are the puppet masters want, because then now, like we talked about it before, it's very dangerous when you start saying, okay, now it's your turn. I'm going to sit back. Now, all freedoms will be gone on both sides. Now, I'm not saying Chrissy Teigen or John Legend. There's a couple interviews where, God, she just wants to shoot her mouth off and get over, and she gives away the whole business.
With a fucking howitzer.
Well, but she could also be a useful idiot that we're all talking about her instead of the really bad people. She'll go down. She's talentless. The only logical reason she's a celebrity.
He'll go down
is due to something nefarious, some transaction, something like that. She's done something to get into the club. But just like with Epstein, I can't believe after Epstein we didn't go, all done, we got him. I can't believe it's still going on. And I'm not for that 4D chess. I'm more for who are they trying to eliminate so they can do business in the backdrop like they used to? Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Let me hop in for a second.
Yeah, I know you're limited time, so run the floor, man.
Yeah, you used the word useful idiot, So there was a guy who was a spy handler for the Mossad. So he was the one who reportedly, allegedly, got Robert Maxwell in, who then also got Jeffrey Epstein in. And when he got Jeffrey Epstein in, he called him the most useful idiot ever in the world, right? So Jeffrey Epstein is nothing in this big scheme of things, right? And I think a lot of these people are nothing in this big scheme of things. They're just used to get as much as use out of them. You wring them out, you throw them to the wolves, and then they're on to the next thing. So, the same Maxwell thing really bothers me a lot.
What about the secret husband? You got any stooge on that?
I don't. It's certainly not Epstein, right? It's somebody else. I mean, somebody's funding this stuff, and I think there's some family connection because their last name's not even Maxwell. He changed it when he came over.
She better keep her goddamn mouth shut too if she knows what's good for her. I'm not going to have any goddamn stooging on me. Nobody's going to stooge.
It's bugging me the wrong. It's rubbing me the wrong way because she has walked around for months and months and months and years with really, outside of a couple of lawsuits, really nothing has happened to her, and she threw it in people's face. I don't believe they brought her in. I think and she's the reason I'm saying it's evil versus more evil, frankly. This is the catalyst for me. From the perspective of, I don't think she was arrested. I think she was brought in. And dead men tell no tales. Epstein's done. So now it's her version versus everybody else's version. I can't remember the guy's name, but the film guy who jumped off, 40 floors to kill himself. They're essentially, like in any movie, getting rid of all the witnesses, and her narrative is now going to be the true narrative, right? So whether
quick question.
Yeah.
Law people, maybe you can, so if she decides that she's going to they're going to name her husband, and she's like, oh, it's Prince Shithead. She doesn't have to testify against him, right?
Correct. Well,
All
it
right.
depends on what the crime. Depends on what the crime.
What? Oh, really? Is that a thing? Like you can just
special
if it's like
special
okay.
special
I didn't know that.
circumstances in a RICO case can fucking change that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's why I was asking. Maybe somebody who's smarter than I am knows, because I didn't.
Well, I just answered it.
I'm sorry. Continue. Well, you did. That's why I asked you. You son of a bitch. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Someone grew a beard and a pair of
I
balls.
say
Huh?
Heel Hogan is in the
I like
fucking house, brother.
Just got one of them. Just one ball, like John Crow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's rubbed me the wrong way, and I think let's pretend whatever her narrative chooses to be. She implements or implicates everybody but Trump, or she says it was only Trump, right? I mean, now they can 100% control this narrative, and we're all aligned here. Line them all up, and I'll be the first one to help shoot them all, regardless of who they are, right? We, no problem there. But when you go back through her family ties, you have Maxwell, he had a bunch of kids, and we all know, she was the youngest and she was the favorite. But I think going back to the Robert Maxwell story is really important. And then we'll come back to her. So he changed his name. So he was born in early 20s. In 1939, where he was born, Hungary took it over. And this is important. I want to remember. They didn't take it over. They got it back. He was not only a spy, he was reported to be a triple agent for Israel, Great Britain, and Russia, right? Obviously, was multi-billionaire. He sat on multiple government positions. So this guy was incredibly well connected. And when you go back and look at him, and I haven't heard anybody do these connections. I'm sure they're out there. George Soros is a little younger than him, but obviously still alive. But if you go back to so George Soros was also in Hungary at the same time. This is during the Nazi occupation. George Soros is younger, but still the same timeline, still the same country, both Jewish families, both changed their name, which I think is interesting. 1988, there was a lawsuit brought out, or there was essentially a hostile takeover, insider trading that was supposed to happen of this French bank. And there was 5 people essentially involved in that. A guy named Samir Trubisky, he's still alive. Here goes my French. John Charles something, he's still alive. All these people have Harvard connections, Jewish connections, all this different stuff. There was a guy named Edward Sarza and a guy named Robert Maxwell, and George Soros led it. So these 5 decided to go do a hostile takeover of this financial institution with insider trading, which is illegal. So the 2 of them got off, and they said, hey, you're not culpable. Funny enough, those 2 are still alive. George Soros got essentially pleaded out and had a pretty big fine, several million euros at the time. But the other 2 had already died by the time this actually made it to court. And it was Robert Maxwell who died super mysteriously, right? Fell off his yacht, had a heart attack. They found his body later. The other guy
also happened to somebody in Glee just this past weekend. About 5 deaths from the show Glee, all people under 35 years old.
There's more coming.
Yeah, more coming. Sorry, go ahead.
This guy, multi-billionaire, could have testified in this case, just like Robert Maxwell, died from an arson fire in his apartment that was set by his nurse, who's a man, who was found guilty, who was also ex-Green Beret Special Forces, right? So this guy set an arson fire and killed this dude, and Robert Maxwell died years before this went to trial. And then the only one who was found culpable in this, it's fucking,
doesn't sound fishy at all.
It doesn't sound fishy at all, right?
No.
And then when you go a layer down, so Josein was his favorite girl. He named the yacht after her. He pretty much hated all his other kids, right? One who was actually a relatively successful actress who people don't talk about. He said she was too ugly to be an actress, right? He was just a son of a bitch.
Right here, Mike Hawes said Maxwell's yacht staff all vanished, never questioned. Yep. No one, right?
Done. And back then it was different, right? I mean, you didn't have social media. So when you start going to the ties of not only the Maxwells to Mossad and all these other things, you start tying it back to Harvard. You start tying it back to Bill Barr's dad, who was the first person to hire Epstein. Then you have the two twin sisters who have been successful. Now, whether they've been successful on their own, I'm in the
We're very successful. We're very successful.
Yes.
Twins.
Yeah.
Ask Steven.
Oh,
We're very successful.
so they founded a company that
She's disappeared, by the way.
Who?
Chainsaw.
Really?
All right. Yeah.
Was she on the Maxwell's yacht?
First of all,
Agent supposed to actually get you shows. She lost us 4 shows.
how would you know she disappeared, Steven, unless you were looking for her?
That's right, Steven.
I know.
You should know. We are always visible.
You can put her body in a $10,000 cabinet.
Well, actually, I have a clone. I have a twin sister who looks just like me.
She looks just like me, and friends from NASA ask Steven. Look at him, he's gorgeous.
Once you get,
His time's very limited, guys. We can
It's okay
do
at
this,
this
these
point.
impression things.
once
Yeah,
you
let's
get,
wait till
Okay,
brother
hold on.
leaves. No. Let's wait till brother leaves, then we'll go after Stevie.
okay.
Yeah, you can go after him now. It's fine. I'm pretty much done anyway at this point. No, the two sisters founded a software company, and again, that's the world I'm in. They had a ton of funding from a ton of people who you probably all know, and the software company was used by the FBI as a database to find terrorists. Now, I mean, okay, a lot of people from successful families have, had seed money. I mean, Trump's one of a lot of people are to be able to do that. But the ties between both of them, and let me get this out there, this whole, whatever the fuck his name is, the Democratic guy, who his sister is supposed to be married to one of them. None of that's true. That's all bullshit.
Oh, so Fauci's not married to the sister?
No, that's not true.
Sorry about that. I had said something because I see a few sources.
Well, I went, and you're not the only one, Stevie. I mean, I went pretty deep into this to figure it out. It's pretty not true. Now, unless they've completely covered it up, which may be potential, but if you do side by side of them and you look at their history, it doesn't seem that way. But the two sisters founded this company, and then the one sister who sat on this board, that board also got a grant from Epstein, right? So it's not just these two sisters are away and just saying Maxwell's out playing with Jeffrey Epstein. There were connections here, pretty deep connections here. And so Epstein was running around with them. He had put money into this one board. The other sister's third husband is a guy named Al Seckel, who was introduced to her by Hussein, and he's the guy who helped found the Mindshift Conference, which brought all those people down to Epstein's Island to work on science and eugenics and all this. So these two sisters kind of sitting up going, we were never involved, we never did all this stuff, is complete nonsense. I mean, they all ran in the same circles. And
what's the deal with Mossad agents and the Nazi eugenics program crossing over when you'd think that'd be something they want to stop? However, it seems the Jews, who are the double agents, are really into pushing that, and there's a lot of weird shit going on with that. That doesn't make sense to me.
You figure being mortal enemies of that Nazi regime, they would be so far against all that.
They'd want organic, real people in the name of God or whatever they're in the name of.
But on the surface, that makes sense, right? But the God Almighty, NAACP was founded by white people. All the funding came from white people, right? So that's a fact too.
Well, that's good because all the funding that goes to BLM goes back to Hillary Clinton and fucking and everybody else and Biden and all them. So it's tit for tat.
And the unfortunate part of this show, as much as we all love it, is most people already know all this shit, right? I mean, if this was a God forbid we get on 60 Minutes with this thing, but people just don't.
No, you don't got to worry. You don't got to worry about that, sweetheart.
Okay, John, let's ask this quick question because I think this is the thing that's visceral, but also when we hear about this eugenics stuff and we talk about Mossad, is this where it splits between the Jewish people and Zionists, much like David Icke talks about all the time? This is like their deep state, I guess.
It is, right? I mean, the word Jew, which was trending on Twitter today, which was insane to me, right? I mean, and then they came for the Jews, Stevie, right? The full disclosure, I'm Jewish, so it's okay. Everything I'm about to say, it's okay.
No, it's not actually. No, you're wrong there. You have nothing. You have no right to say anything. You're only 100% Jewish. That doesn't give you the right.
Yeah,
but I can say it. I'm Italian.
They're just as persecuted. Because I think this goes back, frankly, to the dawn of time, right? And I really do think this goes back to the dawn of time. And I'm not speaking from a biblical perspective. Sure, you can tie it to that, but I really think there's evil and there's more evil. And every race has thought, for the most part, they're the race. But you have to bifurcate Jewish people, right? You have Jewish people are it's very unique, right? It's a region. It's Israelis, and then you have the Jewish people who were dispersed everywhere. And if you look at World War II, let's start asking the question here: were Jews involved at all in World War II? Not just from a concentration camp, but were they involved? Well, if you trace Hitler's lineage back, his mother was Jewish. Like, this is not a conspiracy theory. He was Jewish, right? Everything he pitched from an Aryan perspective with people who looked nothing like him, right? So then you have to start wondering, where was some of this insider stuff? And I know you guys have had Brissom on before, John Brissom on before, and he's done a lot of research, and I'd encourage at some point maybe we'll both come on. But there's a whole separate sect of this that really pushes eugenics by any means necessary. If that means killing off Jews, if that means killing off other races, if that means all that, it's really about getting to that pure lineage of that, or in their opinion, that original lineage of Jewish
But
people.
definitely not Epstein and not Bill Gates, not those guys.
No, those guys are fine.
Okay, fair. I just want to make sure. I'm trying to clear that for everybody else in the crew, because, so go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, Bill Gates is probably the worst person on the planet.
Yeah, how about
John,
that?
Just to follow up with a quick question on that. People probably don't know. We never really dove into it, but is the origin of George Soros 100% accurate from back in that day?
So we talking about where he's turning in other Jews for money?
Yeah.
I mean, he's denied it, but everyone else who knew him back then around him has confirmed it. So you gotta choose who you believe in that.
I've heard Soros cop to it in an interview.
Oh, have you? Yeah. So
Yeah, it's true, factual. I'm sorry. I've actually seen the interview when they've asked him, and he said, if it wasn't me, it would be somebody else. So I had to survive.
And that's who you have funding half the world, literally, right? And just like the complete different tangent, just like you had all those people all the bankers who went down the Titanic who didn't want to agree with the Federal Reserve. You also had Robert Maxwell and these other billionaires get offed who were interfering with Soros's agenda, I guess is the best way to put it. But, we talk about, who's above him. I don't know. And there is people above him. I mean, Soros's kids have worked for the Rothschild banks. I mean, these people
Hillary Clinton, who was just a law student, nobody of real notoriety, of old money, and plenty of others attribute everything, they're awakening to fucking Soros when it comes to this, whether it was him teaching or whatever. Is it really him buying the loyalty? Did he say, I'll make you, here's $5 million based on old money that I have? Because I just don't see why they would toe this line for so long when the end of the road is them eating themselves and everything that they want to set up. And how do we destroy this guy even in these late phases where he's on death's door like Palpatine, GGP?
Well, I mean, if anyone's playing 4D chess, it's probably him, right? Because what you're trying to do is have all your eggs in multi baskets and not just one basket, right? So you can pull favors. And all it really takes is somebody who's dying for power or dying for money, and they'll do almost anything. Hollywood's a prime example of that, right? And they're getting this much money. I mean, when you go back to the Clintons, think about the Iran-Contra and bringing all the guns in and all the drugs in and sending all the stuff out. What did that take to pull that off? Well, you had to have CIA people like Barry Seal. You had to have the Clintons, because that airfield was in Mena, Arkansas, where it all landed, and then that shit had to be dispersed everywhere else. Somebody had to cover for that. Oliver North was involved. All these people.
You had to make sure Billy Jack Haynes wasn't working any house shows, so he could be there and run security.
Exactly. Otherwise, trains would be fucking running over you.
It's evil versus more evil. I mean, nobody gives a shit about us. And all you need to do is get somebody to do one thing. We talk about these White House parties, right? So if you get one picture of Bill Clinton doing something horrible, or Trump, or although Trump has survived a lot of this stuff, which I find really interesting, it just takes one of those. And if they got one picture of you doing something horrible, at that point, they own you, regardless of money. But they say, hey, we won't expose it and we'll give you power. But the other side of that is it's almost like, you do your first line of Coke in the middle of the night and it's the first time you've ever done it. At that point, you're just going to keep doing it, or whatever drug you choose, right? There's no going back and saying, hey, I made a mistake. At that point, the ship has sailed and you're going to keep going.
You've been talking to Amy.
So you're saying
you've been talking to Amy Poehler about me again and Andy Dick?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Whoa, Amy Poehler. Oh, hang on. You're talking about my on-screen woman that we hooked up and made out.
That's the end of the story of the Andy Dick story. He sent
me
to go get Yayo. I called my Smiz guy. They brought it down. I went to put him to bed, and he was going to do whatever, math or whatever, with those kids who were fans. Then I took Andy Richter to the after party. He was all effed up, and then Amy Poehler wanted the Yayo that I got for him, and it was me, her, and Horatio Sands in the bathroom together. And I'm like, this is the fucking
all right. First of all,
craziest fucking thing of all time right here.
Ben, hang on, Ben. I don't like going up headbutting against you on this, but Horatio Sands, the only guy who's ever put over my acting, number one.
He was taking a piss. I'm standing right there.
Number two, Amy Poehler, who I made out with repeatedly for the movie. I feel like I have to stand up for them because they're not here to defend themselves. I'm going to say you're wrong on this. So go ahead.
I did. I made the whole thing up. It's all a lie.
Fair enough.
And I want to say big shout is the year. And Drazen gifting tier 1 subs to all of our heavy hitters here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen 50 strong. As we hit 2 million downloads this week, everybody just hitting on all cylinders, and even our loyal listeners who can do it, making sure you guys are getting the tier 1 subs to get the signal flare so we can all meet here with like-mindedness to hear the stooge of what's going on as everything unfolds at such a rapid pace. GGP, get in here. Give him something, man.
I hate to break the news to you guys, but Soros is old news. He's too well known now to be doing anything. He's just the scapegoat, the figurehead. If something goes wrong, blame George Soros. And while everyone's blaming, well, no, he's not. While everyone's blaming Soros, he's not doing anything right now. Somebody else behind Soros pulling the strings that we don't even know about, and they're both taking the orders from the head guy. And the head guy or girl could be what it's referred to, if I'm not mistaken, the Pindar, which is supposedly a translation of the dragon's penis, or the Greek. There's a Greek mythical god Pindar, but it's not him. He's too well known that even Nancy Browns know about him. So once you get that level of over, then you got to just get a figurehead. Yeah, you're nothing. You're over. You're under.
All right.
You get under.
You're the scapegoat. You're the target.
It's got to be somebody no one.
I get you.
It can't be him. It can't be him because too many people know about it.
Yeah, but the scary part is the fact that people were joking about Epstein getting killed in jail. People are already talking about, Maxwell dying in jail. People are joking about Isaac Cappy forcing himself to commit suicide. Word for word, the way it was described. They joke about anybody telling the truth. I don't know what psychological thing that is, John, but that's pretty scary that it now becomes a meme that they're watching all the people that could take the power back from these people are getting killed. And they're like, well, that's funny. Let's make a meme.
Yeah, and I think that, I was on the fence with Epstein. I mean, he certainly didn't kill himself, but I wasn't sure if he.
But I mean, they're on the surface, they're joking about a dude getting killed that has information. They still don't care about Anthony Weiner's laptop either. Nobody cares about that.
And 6 of the 9 people who saw it died. Yeah, dude. Why? Where is the Serpico? Where is the fucking? Bruce Willis of the police department? Who is the Elliot Ness of the FBI? Where is the front runner that we can get behind somebody to be like, yes, let's sweep the leg, Johnny, on all these motherfuckers. Let's go for it.
It's got to be somebody who is really well connected and very powerful. It can't just be an everyday Joe, right? Because they will shut that shit down, right? They're going to say, oh, you're wiped out from a credit perspective, or your job, or, oh, funny enough, we found child porn on so-and-so's computer, right? I mean, it's real easy to shut somebody down.
That's what we were talking about with Jan Harzan right before you came on from MUFON, dude. Now, could the allegations be real? Could be, but as much disclosure as we've had, and he's already taken a payoff from Robert Bigelow in the past and sold information, he's compromised, obviously. And, I also go to the Las Vegas shooter's brother, the, supposed shooter's brother. I remember that week after they showed the van with some shadowy figure in it. He had child porn on his computer, and boom, that was the end of that before he spoke out, where he was saying that his brother was CIA and shit. So with
I believe it. I mean, Billy and I went back and forth on text till about midnight last night talking about this. And I'm like, I mean, the guy's potentially a dirtbag. Yeah. Or something else. So we can't just be so one-sided for our guy or not our guy to go down that particular road and say this is exactly what happened till the truth comes out, right? Same thing with the Sunspot Observatory, right? Everyone just took that, hey, it's done. Like I don't know, right? I don't have the proof. And Billy, this guy's been on Billy's show multiple times and said he's the nicest guy in the world. That was, Gacy was a really nice clown too. That doesn't mean he didn't kill a bunch of people, right? So, but in our world, we can't, at first blush, we just can't take everything for what it says on the surface. And, I right away with the WayFair stuff, which plays into all this, by the way, it's all connected. It's either one of the best psyops ever pulled off against us, or it's true.
But on the heels of the BH Kids exposure, underground anyway, even that hasn't hit. And then we looked at the SRC USA with the Tom Hanks stuff,
right,
as the breakdown of that. And then even things that spill out and go through the wayside, like is Ghislaine Maxwell in the picture with Jean-Benet Ramsey. And, we can go back to Bill Clinton's black son, the portraits on the wall. And I actually tell you, the next thing I wanted, like in my life that I'm adding in there is a benchmark. I got to own that fucking George Bush Epstein painting of the fucking Jenga. That's how big I want to be one day.
Paper airplanes.
Yeah, that's how big I want to be. I want to have that, bro.
And I think a lot of those, this is a complete tangent here, but Sal, maybe you'll appreciate this, but a lot of those paintings is a little bit of right-hand magic, right? It's showing the people that you own them, right? It's almost a sigil against them, right?
You put energy into it, you're going to get energy out of it.
So you show Bill Clinton very effeminate, which he's not, right? And then you showed George Bush as, this mumbling little kid, which he may be, but it's showing power over them. And listen, Epstein was not the brains of it.
Hold on. Those pictures have nothing to do with. I'm sorry to disagree with you and interrupt you.
What are you sorry for?
Because because I know he's pressed on time.
He called you out earlier.
But I put him in his place. It's okay. It's those paintings. They have nothing to do with about Bill making Bill looking feminine. He's wearing the blue dress that Monica legend. Yeah, to show, hey, guess what? Yeah. I know what you did. I have evidence. You think I know this one thing? It's a rib, but it's not a rib. It's a rib, but it's an inner rib, but it's still
inside baseball.
It's saying you know the truth with just some simple imagery.
But also on other things. That's just a reminder. Same thing with Bush and those Jenga towers.
Where is Monica Lewinsky in this Epstein thing? Is there Epstein-Lewinsky crossover? That's interesting because she's usually out in front on Twitter and some of this shit, and she could be fucking riding high on some celebrity here right now. That's her silence is interesting.
Let's go to a little bit of the rabbit hole a little further to the side. When I saw the Bush one with the paper airplanes, the Jenga towers, I immediately thought Epstein is a New York businessman. He's well connected. Larry Silverstein, same businessman, New York City. He had to know something to put, like Papadon said, the blue dress,
the students, the art students,
indicting to say, I know you are a part of this.
Yeah.
I think but also he never thought he was going to get busted where somebody's going to find that picture. Number two, what Big Boy is saying is correct. It's you put energy into making that, and now it's like knowing somebody's true name. That's a thing. That's having power over him. It's kind of having a little bit of an edge. Even if you never use it, it's just kind of having a little fuck you. It's like, oh, hey, you know what, Stevie? I remember when we were in Chicago, what you did to that kid. You fucking you peppered him. You got him good during that match. So it's something you keep in your head. Okay, fair enough. But you keep it in your head, and it's something you hold over them, and it's right hand because you're not going after anything with it. You're not using it to your advantage. So it's right-handed. If you were left hand, then you're going to go after something. You want something back from using that information and that energy. That's what he's saying.
And that's that may be the evil versus more evil side of this, Sal, which is left hand versus right hand. I mean, everything Epstein did was right hand, right? It was always it was a blackmail holding it back.
Yeah,
it's just I have this.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about the fact they're talking about Clinton riding on the plane going to the island. What's the connection with the Bushes to Epstein now? Why would he paint a painting of Bush if he had no personal interaction with him?
Because Stevie, you nailed it earlier. It's the Zionist connections through Mossad, right? I mean, the Bush family.
You could probably go Skull and Bones and Bohemian Grove too. You know, is what they're doing there.
I mean, we all know that, and GGP brings this up all the time, and typically we agree, but we've disagreed twice on this one. Their name wasn't even Bush, right? I mean, this all goes back to Germany and to the Zionists back there. It's just when you start looking at those ties, and then they all came over. This was even before Paperclip. They all came over. They all changed their names, right? They all got into Harvard, and Harvard like spit all these fucking people out, and it's through Skull and Bones, and Ben brings it up right. It is a 1/10 of 1% who are controlling 99.9% of not only the wealth, but the power and the information. What is happening right now is intentionally, we are rewriting history. We are rewriting history, right? And everyone who's, on Q or on Trump or on, the left or whatever, it's happening in front of your face. And we're all embracing it because we're agreeing on the side that we agree on. And they're laughing at the top because people are tearing down statues. And our whole thing is, oh, you should put those people in jail. Or let me tell you what's good. I know I'm short on time, but here's where I'm going to leave this. We're talking about dismantling the police, right? So if you're on the left, hey, and you're uber left, you're going to agree with dismantling the police. So what's going to happen? Somebody on the right's going to step in power and say, well, we can't let that happen. What are we going to do with the police? We're going to federalize them. And everyone on the right's going to applaud that we federalize the police. And we're going to get rid of the Fed. And everyone on the left is going to go, no, no, no. And everyone on the right's going to go, yeah. And we've now federalized lending, right? We're already knowing that we're going state to state is going to become very different. They're going to travel. We shut down every business in the country in 1 week's notice. So everyone who's supporting all this anti-protest stuff, which I get, we're going to applaud when someone steps in and turns this into a martial law state because it's our guy doing it. We have to be very careful what we're starting to believe in because we're going to start applauding the nationalization of things, which is exactly how you move to a martial law state.
Chrissy Teigen, everybody. What's she doing? Who knows at this point, Supermodels around the world, I don't know why, they're the priest class, but this WayFair shit as it came to the surface, we'll keep going down that road, dude. I know you're on so many stories as, false news and fake news of where we try and get the gotcha moments and shine the light on the people and do the connections we want to really start taking them down one by one. Tuttle's put over in the chat, dude, Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Maybe it's worth going back and looking at all those shows now and start drawing circles and with 1-2 degree separation right there because they were bold-faced motherfuckers in the 80s and 90s to be putting it out there and flossing it like that. Now all we got to do is look at who their next generation of nepotism money is, and you might be right in the cut with some easy fucking clues that nobody's looking at. Go ahead, Steve.
All over it.
This news article is great, and this is the great segue. You said Chrissy Teigen, so John, speak on this because I know you feel special right now, but you're only one in a million, literally 1 in a million Twitter accounts that Chrissy Teigen blocked, along with the 60,000 deleted tweets. This is the hardest work.
Wait a minute, this chick has 1 million followers.
Yeah,
more.
Dude, she's
More than
fucking,
a million.
Who is she?
Blocked a million.
She's John Legend's wife and a
them.
fucking supermodel.
She
was on Sports Illustrated, right? She wasn't. She was.
She was the lip sync shithead.
Swimsuit.
Milli Vanilli?
Yeah, her and LL Cool J.
Cookbooks and like stuff at Target she had before. She's mainstream.
Listen,
Right. Well, she's big with Nancy Brown.
yes,
Ah,
and they all are.
Because even though she's hot, she's still fat. She eats French fries until she's going to throw up.
what do you guys know about this Nancy Brown lesbian love connection between Alyssa Milano and Joy? What's her name from The
Joy
View?
Behar.
Joy
Oh,
Behar?
Jesus
No,
Christ.
I'm not buying that.
Hmm?
Joy Behar.
Someone threw it out.
You know
there.
what?
I'm just
You're
asking if
not,
you guys heard of
dude,
it.
you're looking up some cougars and kittens on fucking Pornhub. Don't
You
act
gave me
like
shit
you-
about
knocked
Robin.
that
You gave me
shit
shit
off.
about Robin
I didn't say it was true. I didn't say. Listen, Alyssa Milano. She'll always be so. She'll always have a special place in my heart.
Angela.
Oh.
Angela. Mona. Mona.
Over here. Get over here, Mona.
I gotta run, but I'll leave you with this, Stevie, because this is one thing I want to talk about. So in a day, she deleted 1 million tweets. There is no fucking way she did that on her own. You know how, I mean, there's not an app to do that. I actually looked this up. You got to go in and either have a team of people do it or do it on your own. So let's run the math. What does it take? 10 seconds to delete your old tweets?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Do you think she had her assistant do it? And she was like,
Yeah,
Megan, get rid of them now. Do it.
She had 112-year-olds do it or locked in her basement.
Oh, shit.
That's Stevie's basement.
Steve, oh, you fucking.
Yeah.
Boys, I got to bounce. I
Yeah,
have a child
right back
looking
here.
through my
Adios,
window.
man. Thank
Hey,
you very much for
brother.
coming on.
That It's Just Swamp. Get him on Twitter. You guys doing great work.
See
John
y'all. Appreciate
Prestor.
it.
Later, brother.
Adios.
That's an implication on Twitter because he's right. You
Yeah.
can't even have a team of people deleting 60,000 tweets, blocking 1 million accounts that instantaneously within a day. What's that?
Well, that's so now she's what?
I have no idea.
Twitter hacker.
What are we,
That's why I say
pointing at? We
that.
pointing at your penis?
No, there's just been
your name's over this way. You're
Oh, is it?
reversed.
It's reversed.
You're pointing at microphone king.
Oh, really? On mine it says Twitter hacker.
No, it's reversed.
Oh, no, but
So you're
There we go.
this way.
but there's plenty going down with whoever is trying to swing the system on Twitter. And today with these hacks, their stock's down 3% plus whatever's going on with her. They could be shitting their pants on a bunch of things, dude. And who knows what? And Kanye pulls out of the presidential race, shocker, as well. That's. I wanted to go back down that WayFair road, and what are you guys thinking on this, man?
Oh, this is the best. Oh, go ahead.
No, please. It's
No, it was the Wayfair. I was going to feed off your Wayfair story. I'll follow you when done.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
My thought about this. So, if some asshole who has $15,000 decides to get the Samaria beige tall hutch, and they decide to order this, and they don't have the password, they don't enter the proper promo code, like childfucker9, do they just get a regular hutch for $15,000?
I don't even know. Is this a part of the PSYOP where they're trying to put in weird things and fuck with the underground community? Like, how can this be justified where there's not just one, but multiple of these things? The Dennis or the fucking Shalia, you know what I mean? Fucking for $60,000 and all this shit. Like, and then nobody comes forward to make a statement and everything's screenshot. And we've looked at the BH Kids stuff with these secret things. They're not trying to hide things on the dark web, which actually there was I'm not sure who shared the story, but wasn't there a big pedophile dark web master that was actually busted in I think Turkey, maybe someplace over there.
Somewhere in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
another big victory that way, and who knows what other leads that will create. But it seems like if this WayFair thing is legit, if the BH Kids thing is legit, if the SRC USA is, they're doing it in back end pages that are just unlisted, and it's not anything where they're really trying to kayfabe, and it's people within major corporations that have access to these servers.
Here's the funny thing too. Like, we watch a lot of HGTV, and what goes up on HGTV, like on each and every show, WayFair commercials. They're like 24/7. Since this news broke, not one WayFair commercial. That's like the million.
The silence is deafening.
The million Twitter accounts. Yeah. How do you have an ad campaign stop on a dime that big?
Because they have other places. They have online on nonstop. Okay, so when I went and I looked into this, I went and I looked for those specific things to see if I can find them. There are other pieces of furniture with the name Samaria. It's called Samaria Beige. And there are other things that they've tagged as those names. And I went and I looked up to see if those colors existed, and they don't exist. So maybe it's just a Wayfair thing. But they've named other things. Like the one thing I looked at.
What
was
about the prices, though, Sal?
Well, that's the thing. I looked at the desk. It was like Samaria Beige wing back chair. And that was like $200.
So that some things are your just regular office furniture, but then there was things
exactly. These were home furnishings, and then I was like, seriously, for the $14,000, what are they doing? What's the deal? And that's what made me think. If I don't enter the promo code, Jelaine Epstein 6, or whatever the code is, if I just send the $15,000, do I just get that hutch? Do I just get the desk, or do I need to know the special code to get in? That was my thought of how they can do this in plain sight and just say, well, the artist, the guy who created this, the furniture guy who created this is very eccentric and very weird. It's all able to make, Wayfair can make it go away. Easily, very easily. And there'd be no explanation as to why, when, where.
Were those pages live and searchable, or did somebody find those in a back end kind of way?
I went and looked it up.
But I mean, the $16,000 ones, are they still out? Like,
again, I didn't believe it when I first saw it because it just looked like there was no link. It was just pictures.
Right.
But then it also said they were taken down. So now you had to wonder why, or
to me that means
were they taken down?
To me, here's a possibility: doing web uploads and updates. Stevie, see if you agree with me on this. Somebody there, maybe a new webmaster, maybe not, or these pages that are kayfabe for whatever the upper echelon is into, and Hallmark Channel and Moving Kids. Those pages are kept there because they know, we'll host it on ours and we'll get over and no one will ever find them. Somebody batch uploads something and it updates a folder and makes everything live that shouldn't be live, that's in the back end, and the kid didn't even know about it. Boom, it's out there now live, and then they take it down quick as they fucking can, but damage done on the internet, you can find everything. That seems like more of a plausible possible slip up in order to stooge that information off. What are you thinking, man?
Yeah, they got sloppy. They got too proud of themselves. It seems to be a pattern where they get very arrogant and they don't think they can get caught because they haven't been caught in forever. So they get kind of lazy about it. They could have hired interns. They could have done a bunch of things where they just cheaped out on some cheap labor. Yeah, it should have been on the back end in preview where certain logins could see it. And they just,
according to Bang Biscuit, some videos of them changing the prices real time. Pillows were $15,000 and got changed at $39.99 with a page refresh. So not even they got on it as soon as it got exposed.
The prices, they couldn't even be a price discrepancy or a mistake where you add the two zeros to make it, instead of $100, it's 10,000. This is a completely different price.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe that was the thing where once this dropped, once this story came out, they went, okay, tag a pillow for $15,000 and be like, oh, it was a mistake on the point of our college intern who did this. You know, so they could fire somebody. They've
been raped and tortured accordingly just to pay the
right. Exactly. This is all it's all very coverable. That's my point. That's the thing. This is all very coverable. It's all very we can ditch this quick and then blame anybody else.
The numbers were just very strange too. Like that some were just crazy prices that didn't
$14.99.99 and then $12.999.
And the prices were right on. If you were going to buy a human being for sex and torture, I'd be like, $9,000.
Really?
That's I think so.
Under $15,000?
Yeah, I mean, to have it shipped to your door, Wayfair, protected.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
2 days, 3 days. Yeah, that's not bad.
You're going to pay for it during
Fair.
lockdown.
Fair.
Go ahead, GGP.
Couple things. One, all the Nancy Browns out there who are like, no, this can't be true. I buy stuff from there, like Sal said.
That was my favorite thing.
Oh my god!
Right? It's not one name that just happened to be of a missing person. It's multiple names of missing people.
4.
Okay? And it's not some eccentric piece of furniture that's custom made by a certain designer. It's the same fucking piece of furniture
Pressboard piece of shit. Yeah.
For $30. Same cabinet. Same picture, same everything. Okay?
Did they send the Allen wrenches with it when you got yours or no?
IKEA's dropping it for $39.99.
There we go. So, see, I get one that just falls off the back of a truck, so I'm good.
Just don't spell gaming shelf with a Y, and then you might get a secret.
Well, here's the deal, right?
Gaming
so,
Y.
So listen, fuck, dude, I just got that late reaction. So, who would type in that name? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a kid's name is Brown Smith and they type in Brown Cabinet and it adheres to a $14,000 Brown Cabinet because the kid missing's name is Brown Smith.
Did you notice the names? The names were all like these Muslim Middle Eastern names.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So where would someone get these names? Off the dark web of a list of people or an inventory catalog?
They're on a scanner. They're on a scanner on the little tag they give you and go, here, type these in, idiot. Type these in, idiot intern. And they were like, oh, Somalia beige.
No, I know that. But then when you go on the website to look for let's say, an item, you got to type in, Somalia beige. You're not thinking that off the top of your head.
They could blame their retard intern.
Yeah.
They don't have to take any heat.
No, I know that. But that's just what I'm saying. That's one aspect of it where they can put the blame on somebody for making that mistake, right? But this is where they get caught. The person looking for that, where do they get that name? Why would you type in, Shaniqua Green Cabinet, and then Shaniqua Green is a little 16-year-old girl that's been missing for 5 weeks? You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't think anybody's looking, dude. That's the problem.
That was the thing. The follow-ups were of names of people who were missing and things like that.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there has to be a catalyst. So there has to be an insider who knows that, hey, this is what's going down, because I heard from my gardener who heard
somebody went down to the warehouse and they saw all these Somalians on the shelf. They're like, what the fuck is going on here?
And on top of that, Stevie made a valid point. It's not a misplaced decimal or an extra couple of zeros. It's a total different price range that they fixed this with, right? So that doesn't make any sense. So here's the key point. One, it's either they are really in the business of selling underage kids or missing children for other reasons, indiscreetly in plain sight, or two, what Sal said before, that he heard the soccer moms at the local pool intertwining their stories and intermingling all these conspiracy theories. Oh, I heard Tom Hanks is in on it. Well, Tom Hanks has nothing to do with WayFair.
Hang on a sec.
Hold on. Because it's all misinformation coming out, so people don't know what to believe, so they just dismiss everything. Well, that's just a bunch of nonsense and malarkey and tomfoolery. You guys are all crazy tinfoil hat wearing individuals. And what's really going on is the conspiracy itself is being hidden in plain sight, because this information is the conspiracy that's hiding the actual conspiracy. You see what I'm saying?
But GGP, here's my point. And I dare you to come against this. Newsweek called WayFair and they asked them, they said, hey, are you sending kids in cabinets? And WayFair said no. So Newsweek went, conspiracy theory nuts.
So slap
You're
me
crazy.
Slap me around and call me Susan. You got me, brother. I'm sorry.
You're crazy.
Where's
WAPO?
Why isn't WAPO following up with what's his name, Clinton's boy, while he's on their staff and all this shit's going down? Washington Post, Podesta.
Oh.
Like all this shit's breaking and going down, and he's on their payroll, and they won't follow up in the simplest ways.
And I'm sorry to be this guy, but let me be serious for one brief second.
No.
If you think you can find 4 missing girls, wouldn't you research it a little harder than calling fucking WayFair? So you know what? So if you send people down, if you send people into this, if you send someone to look into this and they find out it's false, you can come out, pull out your big giant fucking 3-letter dick and smack it across every conspiracy theory's face going, No, dude, there's no missing kid.
Well,
Okay, cool. But at the best is you find something bad here. You look into this and you find nothing, best case scenario, and then you can say, hey, conspiracy theorists, stop your shit. And then we all go, oh, I'm sorry. But at the best case, you find nothing. But at the worst case, you do find something you have to investigate further. Isn't it worth it for the 4 lives that are fucking missing? Is that not worth your fucking time? You're getting paid all this fucking money. Isn't it worth your goddamn time just to look into this? Just a little bit. As opposed to just calling fucking WayFair going, hey, you guys shipping kids?
And
they
then,
said no. So
and then
good.
when it breaks and the Nancy Browns fucking do find out and they're flipping out and their dumb fucking Megyn Kelly cunt of the week goes, I had this story 3 years ago. Dude,
and no
that's
one let
the time,
me speak on it.
Then guess what? You fucking were harboring fugitives, you're guilty by association, and you will also be on trial. That's where the media needs to fucking go down and hold their feet to the fire. Because if you got John Podesta on the motherfucking Washington Post payroll writing op-eds whenever the fuck he wants, and he's in 1 degree of separation of people who are absolutely guilty, and you're not following up with your top journalist, just knocking on his fucking condo door while James Alefantis has his tongue up his ass, well then fucking guess what? You're fucking guilty too, and you got to be taken off the job. These are the foundation of media that need to be crushed and crumbled to the fucking core to be rebuilt all over again, dude.
Listen, the entire media landscape is all jaded. It's all corrupt. They all have some kind of agenda, either right or left. Right? The Washington Post, very leftist type of paper. All their headlines are all negative and all against the president and this and that, the other. You'll find another publication that's far right and it's all against
Breitbart.
It's all for the president.
Breitbart.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
But here's the deal, right? This kind of is, I mean, what I was saying before about all this information coming out of people at once, they're not able to handle it, so they dismiss everything, right? What about the thing with Alefantis, right? Pizzagate, this basement that doesn't exist. It doesn't even have a basement. So what are you talking about, right? All this stuff, this shooter that came in and didn't shoot anybody but shot himself in the foot or whatever the case may be. What about that stuff that either I sent you or Stevie sent you? I forgot. Someone sent it in the chat about that reporter on YouTube who questioned him about that one, what was that, gallery or something that or the other? I forgot the name of it. Pegasus or something like that. And he called him up and started threatening him and his girlfriend, saying, take down the story, don't you run it, and then threatened his mother, threatened his, and the kid got shook. Oh, man, it goes to show you that all that disinformation about the scenario is hiding something that's over here. They're telling everybody here, look at the left, but the real scenario is going down on the right. This could be the very same thing. The CEO of WayFair got a call from fucking the head schoolmaster of Evil Incorporated. Hey, we're going to need you to take a bullet for us because we got, the A squad over here running a gimmick. We need you to take the heat off of us. So throw up a smoke screen play and be our scapegoat. And then you could just play it off as if it was just a computer glitch. That could be an aspect of it. Not too far-fetched because this is what everyone's talking about, right? But like Sal's valid point, we're questioning the logistics of the scenario. We're not questioning anything else. If something did go down, how come the feds aren't knocking down the CEO's door of WayFair? How come no one from the alphabet cities, the alphabet boys are not trying to find any, trailing paths on the interwebs leading to dark web purchases or anything of that nature, consisting $15,000 cabinets, or maybe they have, and they have to bury it now because it's in the limelight. Oh shit, mom's up, our hands in the cookie jar, let's stop pressing zeros. We're watching the Playboy channel and watching the Nip. Let's go to bed. You know what I mean? So it just, there's more to this story. The problem is we don't know how many layers more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it always comes down to. It seems to come down to we only have the information we can dig up from our side of this. And I don't know about you guys. I'm not on the dark web. I can't get deeper than, certain, top web shit. So we only have what we can bring. And then we go, well, it just doesn't seem to have any more. I'm sure there's a fucking shitload deeper down We're just not getting past the 6 feet we can get to.
Well, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Now, I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, Stevie. How you tell you how I got raped in a town called Bel Air.
That nigga set me up, bro. On everything I love, that nigga set me up, bro. You feel me? That nigga is tripping, bro. That nigga be on some other shit, my nigga. Like, straight the fuck up. What are you talking about, my nigga? You raped me as a kid, you bitch ass nigga. You raped me as a kid and you raped all my kids, nigga. And you still trying to motherfucking get away with the shit, nigga. What do you mean? I'm sitting right here, bitch. Every time I see you, I want to slice your neck, motherfucker. You really have to understand what the Bible says, bro. The Bible says, honor your mother and your father for your days are long, nigga. I ain't killed you for that reason, bitch.
I don't know about that last part.
That was pre-King James.
Like I'm the motherfucking rapist. When you rape me,
The new translation.
Wait a
Was
minute.
that sent to Stevie or was that from the internet?
I thought that was sent from the UK to Ben.
He's not
Yeah, I thought it was a
talking to me.
voicemail.
He's not
I thought it
talking
was
to
the
me
voicemail
now.
from
He's
that guy
talking about
again.
Will Smith.
Oh! I thought it was
Yeah,
another
I mean,
voicemail
he's
to
not mad
Stevie
at
on our
me.
Yeah, no,
on
that's
the
not-
Horseman chat. I'm sorry.
No.
He
Will
looks like Urkel, like with a Hare Krishna
No,
haircut.
but isn't he a Nickelodeon
Wow,
actor
isn't
from
he?
back in the day?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
So
Who,
do
what
you,
show is he from?
or was he a Disney?
Brown.
No, was he a Disney boy?
No, a Disney kid
Oh,
So-
wow.
So do you
Mickey
think
Mouse Club?
could be?
with
No,
Nick Cannon and all those guys, right?
Yeah. But listen,
He
The way
said
he
he
comes
said
off-
that like that was
That's
that
so Raven.
Nick Cannon dropped, like there was Nick Cannon drops that he was doing sexual abuse. Obviously Will's
he
kids
just got fired too.
and he just got
Nick
dropped
Cannon.
from an anti-Semitic supposedly thing they said from a top sponsor. But like, dude, a lot of Will Smith people, like you said, Jade has been the beard for years, and there's been plenty of gay allegations. Look at how they're with their kid, what they've done to use him for the culture and to try and normalize all that kind of shit. And then she's their open relationship, so he can go bang whatever dudes he wants, and she's out banging August, and Cougar Towning it up anywhere she wants to. But in the front of Nancy Brown's, it's still Fresh Prince of Bel-Air lifestyle.
Y'all on you pussy. Y'all on you fat fuck. Y'all on Carmen Harmeen. Y'all on you moron.
Go ahead.
So listen.
I
Dude,
personally have
we
never
played-
heard any of the Will Smith stuff from.
Oh, really?
Previous
Oh,
to this.
seriously?
No, I haven't heard anything about Will Smith.
Supposedly there was
Oh,
a guy.
fuck,
You know how you have the Nation of Islam guys on the street all preaching always. There was one guy come out. He had like a YouTube channel. He said that what's his name? Was it Casey Jones? Not Casey Jones. Tom? No, what's the dude?
From Turtles?
No, dude. The record mogul, Quincy Jones, right?
Quincy
That-
Jones.
The Quincy Jones.
Yeah, that he.
Quincy
Quincy
Jones
Jones
had
is
it.
in the new Turtles movie.
Yeah, here we go. Right? Quincy Jones allegedly
Yeah,
threw
Casey
Will
Jones.
Smith on the casting couch, and Will Smith has been his.
That's how he's been over ever since. Jamie Foxx too, apparently, as well. And look at what they had Jamie doing back in. You look at the LaWanda character now; it takes on a whole new meaning.
Living Color.
But listen, all right, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. The problem is this: the one guy makes it famous. There's going to be a bunch of haters in the wind making up rumors left and right about him, right? Boys talk shit in the locker room whether you're doing well, and they don't want to see you do well. They're going to try to bring you down, right? So we don't know if that's the case. We don't know if this is real.
This
These are
dude
just
said that Michael Jackson passed him off to Will Smith.
But here's the deal. This guy, instead of coming out and getting his story told, he gets on the internet and it sounds like a two-bit thug pointing a knife down, trying to sound unintelligent and erratic. Just doesn't help his cause. So maybe it's true, or maybe this guy's just trying to cash in. I mean, God forbid something happened, to any of us in our past, and we want to come and bring it out to the forefront. Are you really going to be stabbing a knife down, saying, "I want to slice your neck"? Ever since I see you on TV, you raped me.
Once
I'm
you
gonna kill you.
you don't
might.
know I'm not saying you don't know, but like I know a lot of actors, and they are very fucking fragile, emotional, idiotic people that Nancy Brown's put on fucking a high pedestal, and then they think their Alyssa Milano voice actually holds fucking water. This is a dude who wants to be a world star and gets fucking back to the culture of the streets or whatever it is, because he probably has been raped and abused by Hollywood. It did not make it where he wants to, and now this is the fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine way to do things for now, dude. You know,
Look at the 1 degree of separation, right? Will Smith is in Scientology. Tom Cruise is in Scientology. John Travolta's in Scientology.
Whose wife
Kelly Preston just died. Nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
What? His wife just died.
Kelly
died of
Preston,
breast cancer. No,
Nobody
there was
knew.
no like.
But again,
out of nowhere.
that's because of Scientology.
No, but what
They
I'm saying.
said-
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No. I was gonna say the one degree of separation is that they've all been accused or allegedly been playing on both teams, both being heterosexual and homosexual.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Travolta for sure.
So, is it too far fetched to think that this could have happened? No. Are we saying that it did happen? No. But it's Hollywood, bro. It's the entertainment business. Shit happens. You know what I mean?
Your question about this guy, though. After seeing what happened to Isaac Cappy,
Right.
and all these other guys who made sense, who were very put together and were coming out with names, and they seemed like they weren't crazy. Do you think this guy is actually doing this on purpose because he won't be deemed a threat by them, but he's still getting the word out? I'm not saying he could be smarter than everybody realizes, saying, if I come out, make an official statement, have evidence, all this stuff, I'll be dead in a week. If I
You
come
might be
out
right.
saying I'm not
You might be right.
He might just be unloading his barrel just to get it out. So in case he goes down, there's still record of it.
But the way he's doing it, they're just going to say he was crazy.
No, but also we're thinking about it 3 steps ahead. I'm not trying to put us over as fucking Batman or anything, but when we do anything, we try to think the next step, maybe the next step after that. Maybe he's not. Maybe he doesn't have that capacity to go, well, if this happens, well, maybe this will happen. So he's just getting it all out there so there's public record, period.
Well, here's as we
that'll make him safe.
As we start to turn the final corner in the last 15, 20 here. The other hot buttons that have been getting sent to us, Larry Agner's been on it, even Swamp has too, is Howie Mandel kidnapped, and what the fuck is this 5-ho or shoe adrenochrome replacement? I'm just going to play this video from Twitter. Here we go.
Hi everybody, Howie Mandel here. Creativity
Right.
in just under a minute. Just take a regular shopping bag, and all you need is a pencil and a pair of scissors. If you just take the shopping bag and you clip the 2 corners off that side and that side, and you just take the pencil, and on the front I write shoe. I don't know if you can see it. Stuff. Then can you see it? It says shoe stuff. Then you created a bag where you could put all your shoe stuff, and it's easy to reach into. Like you go, oh, where's my extra laces, or where's some stuff for my shoes? What that is. Keep joining in for other craft ideas.
What in the hell was that?
Right. I watched that, and I wondered what the fuck was going on.
And then it drops about this 5-ho, H-O-E, and synthetic makeup of fucking adrenochrome. It comes out through Q channels and things along that line. And 5-ho or shoe, if you do the whatever, why would he put that there? Why would he put that out? Also, Stevie, give him the Oprah.
Oh, well, we have some very sad news to report. So everybody send prayers and hugs on social media because Oprah has canceled any appearance for the rest of the year because her dog may have COVID. But don't worry, the dog will be in a guest house. But she's canceled every appearance for the rest of the year.
So is Ellen and Jimmy Kimmel.
Right. Well, they were taking the break.
Well, is Ellen still shooting videos that she was locked down in her house, or is she out?
I mean, everybody's fabing. Since as the dominoes fall, look at the things that are silenced and we don't get an answer on that make you start asking questions, and then look at the big, just broad moves of, oh, we're just taking time off. It's this or that. They would never give it up like that, bro.
Let's look at the trend here, and let's make an analysis, right? We have Madonna coming out doing these wacky videos, yelling out fried fish and all this weird stuff. We have Ellen coming out, and supposedly people are saying that fried fish standard for false flag, right? With the double F, right? Then Ellen comes out saying she was locked up, and all these videos came out that she was doing, that she was locked in a house,
Her
calling
skin's
people
all
on the-
fucked up, and there's the
yeah,
fucking
right. She's calling people all in the A-list club and seeing what they're doing during this COVID lockdown. But at the same time, there's just hidden messages throughout the whole, allegedly throughout all these videos, right?
yeah, Madonna too. They're putting over the Madonna shit. was
Now we get
fucking
Howie
weird.
Mandel with this thing. Everyone thought he got kidnapped at first, but then but what's the arts and craft to cover the tips of the bags up? There's no arts and craft to that.
It's not a funny. It's not a funny high level comedy bit either, dude.
No, it's not, and he's not. As far as I remember, Howie Mandel wasn't a big drug guy. He's not like he's stoned or anything out of his mind. So maybe he is trying to relay a message. And I thought, because people were saying that he got kidnapped, but now you're talking about this 5-HOE or shoe, which is a synthetic true blood type of adrenochrome thing, and he makes a bag for shoe stuff. There's a connection. You know what I mean? 5-HOE and then the word shoe. I mean, all these celebrities are coming out, and then Oprah allegedly on house arrest down in Florida, right? They seized their house. Now she's not going anywhere for the rest of the year because of her dog has COVID. I mean, all this
You want to
stuff
get
is
really
dropping left and
fucked
right.
up, fucking horror junkyard with it? What
Yeah,
if,
let's do it.
What if he's talking about why would you cut the bag corners off there so you can put it over a kid's head and inject a needle into their neck and the bag won't get in the fucking way
Wow.
when you extract it that way?
Jesus.
Dude. That's
Where'd
what
you read that?
All right.
That's just out of my own horror junkyard fucking head, where he's saying
Christmas.
you're hard up for fucking adrenochrome. Here's a place where here's an easier way to do it. Put a bag over the kid's head so he doesn't know he's about to get pricked with a needle and crying, but you can get the needle in there if you cut the fucking corners of the bag off. Maybe that's some Illuminati party shit. That's all I could fucking think of to like why that part would be in the bit.
But if it's a synthetic adrenochrome, then they don't need the kid.
Maybe he's talking about the adrenochrome and their fucking the home kit. Like maybe I'm totally hypothetically spitballing into a dark
you're
place.
Just spitballing,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, I got it. It's your new DIY project. I got it.
Yeah, right. And
But now here's my question. Here's the other thing. During when I used to listen to Howard Stern, he used to talk about his time on America's Got Talent. And there was security out the asshole at this place. Now that everybody's home and stuck in the house, for me to think Howie Mandel, who's the craziest germaphobe, who everybody knows about it, everybody knows what a wacko he is. Again, we're at this point of, do you think it was easier for somebody to get to him in his germaphobe-free home? Or... like, to me, it just doesn't make sense that he was kidnapped from home. To me, home is the safest place you could possibly be. The only way you could say kidnap, you say those words and you assume somebody's has a bag put over their head and thrown in a trunk, unless people kept him in the house. Unless that was the kidnapping, is to actually force him to stay indoors.
well, isn't that what it would be? The people who you have on lockdown the most, who are adrenochrome addicts, as well as high-level properties, who run your night TV and your afternoon TV shows, who are Weinstein connected, who are Ghislaine Maxwell connected, who have all of these casting couch things of themselves, who to get over with Casey Jones or Quincy Jones, either way, you had to fucking play with the hockey stick. You know what I mean? So that's and how many young black actors that they recruit through Mickey Mouse Club, who were then fed to Will Smith, and maybe one or two of them, like a Nick Cannon or a fucking whatever R&B stars coming up that have fucking come Omarion or
you
any
got
of
the
the fuck.
Nickelodeon contact, Dan Schneider,
Yeah, sure.
the other motherfucker who. So yeah,
It's-
there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go.
yeah.
It's not. Well, let's look, dude. Let's face facts. It's not. So it doesn't surprise any of us, right? Hollywood,
No leg.
DC, the Vatican. We have entertainment. We have lawmaking, politics,
Royal family.
religion, the royal family. They're all been infested with stories, not rumors, stories.
Belgium
from-
banker stooge. That's the fucking killer one right there, bro.
Yeah,
That
dude. About pedophilia, children sacrifice, adrenochrome. Who is it? Was it one of you guys sent it to the chat?
That fucking
about
tortured.
No, about the guy who was on the was he into getting interviewed on the news, and he calls out everybody on adrenochrome. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent that yet. It was off of Instagram.
you know,
Let me see.
it's ridiculous. And then you had the other people, you know, Black Lives Matter. The other interview that we looked at where they were, you know, interviewing someone on the street, and he drops the adrenochrome, and the Republican senator's like, yep, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, you're agreeing to this? You're not trying to debunk it? What do you know about it? You know what I mean? You're trying to run for senator, and you're not saying no, those are false accusations.
I love this guy, by the way. Just to tell you this, somebody orders the program, then tells me that I'm completely ripping them off because they thought they were going to get a PDF. I tell them they are getting a PDF. Then they said I lied to them, and they were like, they're ripped off, and they're a struggling college student. So this fucker got a free download probably. And
Give me their email. I want to write you them later.
Sure.
For how to treat our kids.
Just-
Period. And we shouldn't be listening to people who spend time with pedophiles as it relates to our kids. So if Bill Gates wanted to watch my kids as a babysitter, I wouldn't let him do it. I'm certainly not going to use a vaccine he recommends. And Bill Gates has asked Dr. Fauci to serve on his board for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So stop listening to Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci.
Look at her.
Individuals. And
Look
Bill
at her.
Gates hangs out with pedophiles consistently. Why would he hang out with Epstein? Why would he do that? It's sick.
Okay. All right. Clay,
Did everybody hear her butthole clench?
Yeah, oh, dude. Okay. They didn't teach me about this at SUNY.
Yeah.
Stevie, who are we going to beat the shit out of?
Oh, just some guy who's he gets the 12-week program, and then what he says is basically he goes, let's go back to here. I sent him the thank you thing. He goes, I was thinking I was getting more than one video. I feel like I was getting a workout plan. Can you please explain what I purchased? I feel that I was ripped off. I said, you're getting the 12-week program, which is a PDF with overview videos, exercise demos, bonus content that was welcome in the welcome email. The 12-week program clearly states it's an interactive PDF. He said, I wanted a workout program. I sent him the link to the page, screenshot of what it comes with. He goes, yes, I do feel that I was ripped off. I would like a refund. I'm a struggling college student.
Here's my dick. Suck on it, and I'll send you your money back, asshole.
Well, my answer is I'm sending you a refund right now. You didn't get ripped off at all because it clearly states on the page what you're getting. You wanted a workout plan, and that's what it is. You feel ripped off, you're wrong.
You tubby bitch. Did you add that? You should have.
Looking good, bud, Stevie. This one's from Strangler Steve. Just sent me in a chat with him. Disney, GGP, you're not going to like this. Disney World employees among 16 men arrested in child porn sting. More than a dozen men in Central Florida, including 2 Walt Disney World employees, have been arrested as part of a sting operation targeting a child porn distributors. Justin Hazen, 32, and roommate Arlandris Sims, 36, were among the 16 arrested in the Polk County Sheriff's Office and charged with collective 1,409 felonies for possession and distribution of child pornography. Sheriff Grady Judd announced during Tuesday's press conference the sting was known as Operation Guardians of Innocence 5. Hazan, who was charged with 15 counts of possession of child pornography, operated the Millennium Falcon ride at the park. Punch it, Chewy.
Fucking scumbag! You're putting a black stain on the Falcon of all things.
I know.
That's exactly.
But he was a smuggler. Now my question is, was Han Solo a child smuggler throughout the game? Hey, I mean, you gotta.
Don't you dare! How dare you? How dare you? You ruined my ecosystem. Look, dude. You think it's not far-fetched that some people in the freaking child play, a play area where children are going to come from all over the world are involved in this? Come on. Look at the priests in Catholicism,
Disneyland,
the Vatican,
dude,
right?
yeah.
Anywhere. And look, they get busted touching little boys. They don't get extradited to the law. They get sent to an island. They get moved around like the tapes used to get around in the territories. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And now we have kids, people getting stuck. Look, dude, look, I am not shocked anymore. This was 10 years ago, I'd be shocked. But the amount of people gotten busted with child porn or doing unfortunate and disgusting things with children and underage individuals, it's like everyday practice now. So now here we go, twofold. One, is it because Trump is doing a good job? Because during the 8 years of Obama, nothing was done, right? 800 people were arrested, according to what Trump termed so far in 3.5 years. Like, what, 14,000 people have been arrested or something to that effect, right? So is it one, he's doing a good job because he cares about the kids like Wu-Tang? Or is he trying to get rid of all the loose skeletons in his closet so he doesn't go down with the ship? Or two, which I totally forgot my second point. Damn it, CTE just kicked in. Or two, all these people getting caught right now because our advances in technology. I mean, look, Speaker of the House.
Well, they're probably stepping on some and stooging on the others. You start down that, you go at that house of cards. It's not very strong, you know. Those are loosely connected things and traceable. You said Wu-Tang though while we were on here. Russo went album shopping today, and he actually picked up Wu-Tang's greatest hits. Woo, so his education is about to continue.
He still buys vinyls?
Oh, dude, he's got a huge vinyl collection, bro. That's his whole thing. And I try to push hip hop on him. He's like, bro, I just can't get into rap. And I was like, just Wu-Tang is all I want you on, man. And so now he's bought the vinyl.
He doesn't like rap at all?
Not really, dude. He likes
no Run DMC, no Beastie Boys.
Yeah, he will. He'll get into that. And check it out. But like, he's a Beatles guy and classic rock kind of guy and experimental rock.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not judging the guy. I'm just figuring.
Well, now he's going to be a Wu-Tang head, so it'll be excellent. But yeah, man, a great run in by It's Just Swamp Gas, John Prestor. We appreciate him being a leading researcher and sending us stuff on Twitter and in our messenger, as well as Larry Agner. As all you guys here at the chat room tonight, twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen. I know I didn't get to do a lot of shout outs, but we saw you all, especially with those bit cheers, with gifting subs and all that shit. To build community is just awesome, man, and we appreciate everybody. So, you know, once we do go live here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen, whether it's Locker Rooms or Light the Fuse or any of the shows that we're trying to get out for you guys while we're all on lockdown here, you're going to get that signal. So thank you for supporting the community all the way around, you guys. And supporting us at ProWrestlingTees.com. Saw some new sales. I actually got a new shirt at the Crossfire Wrestling store, which I'm going to have to get those numbers to make sure Chris LaPlante pays me, that son of a bitch, if they're going to put me out there and use me. But check out Crossfire Wrestling as well as all of our stores. SEG shirts, Greek God Papadon, Stevie Richards, and Ben Hameen. And appreciate everybody who's been buying. Troy, he's been going crazy with that goddamn Russo Broasters coffee, man. I think he's on like his 7th bag. He's drinking it around the clock. So be like Troy. Go to the Broasters.com.
Maybe he's making synthetic adrenochrome out of it.
He could be at that. If Troy starts cutting the corners off bags, we'll know what's going on, man.
Troy is.
Sally, I just got the new Horror Junkyard from Chuck, so I'll probably upload that in the morning as well. So new stuff there. Cool. What's that show about, bud?
Well, it is about Bog, not the Bog, Bog, 1978 movie. So I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
We are also going to be doing Greasy Strangler. No, we're not. We'll never be doing that. Justin French, go fuck yourself. We'll never be doing that movie.
Isn't that his nickname for Stevie?
It is. And let me just say this: we play COD all the time. We play Call of Duty constantly. Me, Chuck, and then Justin has gotten in somehow, and he plays. And we cannot stop him from talking about Stevie and Big Vito every goddamn game.
What?
It's awful.
How do those two things match up?
It just random.
Is that because I don't do anything? I just sit there and I steal money from Russo? Is that the deal?
Also, well, aside from that,
that's BBTV.
Yeah, aside from that, but yeah, every game we have to hear about Stevie, SRF Fitness, how he doesn't have time. The guy doesn't watch movies. He doesn't do anything, but SRF Fitness is what he does. And then we hear about Big Hito, and then we get random pictures in our chat. It's fucking awful. It is so awful. And we blame Stevie for not showing up in Call of Duty enough and just blowing us off. But aside from that, Hard Junkyard, we have that. And we have the end of the month. We'll be doing our Swamp Ass theme with Croaked, the frog demon from hell.
Awesome.
Yeah, some amazing movies. And then we got some plans coming up for we want to do another live show. and depending on if Papa Don or Stevie are available, because everybody loved when Ben showed up when we did a live show. But when me and Stevie did the live show, people actually firebombed my house. I had to move. So
was it two lawyers from New York from Antigua?
Lots of struggling college students complained and wanted refunds.
They wanted refunds on a free show. I don't know, but yeah, we plan on doing something like that. So yeah, Chuck has been working hard. I got to give him credit, and I know our producers don't. We talk about them every now and then, but our producers, fuck man, without them, the guys who have talent, which is us idiots, wouldn't do it. We really wouldn't be as cool as we are, I think.
Yeah, MSG, Chuck. Yeah, MSG just got a new job in Colorado, so he's packing up, moving to Denver. Based off the work that he's done, man, Chuck kicking ass. I mean, Chuck, 2 million downloads on one horror junkyard.
All on his shoulders. He's wide shoulders on Chuck, but yeah.
Big Ray, obviously, we're thinking about Big Ray. He's going under the knife. He's going under the knife tomorrow for diverticulitis surgery. So I know everybody was putting shout outs to him at the Hameen Media discussion group, and we'll know he's back in action as soon as he starts live tweeting from the goddamn hospital bed, and when he wakes up, I'm sure he'll have updates.
I just hope the hospital workers there wear them masks. That's it.
Yeah, well, Ray was wearing one when he was updating earlier. So
my wife just sent me something. Walmart and Sam's Club now require masks.
Oh, well, why not? Why not?
That's some marketing.
I better get my 3D printers fixed here this weekend so I can start printing them out and getting more masks shipped out to you guys. Also got to do my SRF fitness so I'm not a fat bitch and a fat pussy all the time. And keep things going. Stevie and I will be back in the morning with your Friday Locker Room Ultra Kayfabe Declassified Thursday live edition, and then I'll be doing Light the Fuse tomorrow. So if you got a new subscription tonight, we'll be back tomorrow and on air probably from 8 in the morning, 8:30ish till 1 in the afternoon with all the content you guys want. So there's no reason. Just kill your cable. It's all bullshit on there anyway. GGP, what other specialty Wayfair pieces do you have coming to complement your new Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe cabinet?
Well, a couple things. Sal's going to appreciate the following. Sal, I introduced my daughter to Monster Squad, and she loved it.
Oh, yeah. She popped huge on Wolfman Nards.
Got Nards,
yeah. I am getting a statue sent to me that I just purchased, a Darth Maul Gentle Giant statue. I will send pictures to you, Sal. I know you would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Bought it super cheap off of the Bay of E, and couldn't believe I found it this cheap. So anyway, that's it. That's fairly it. We didn't record NFL this week.
Okay.
We're not recording NFL anymore. I think we're done.
Really, man? Just too much time?
No, it's not too much time. We're just sick of the fans. We did this whole King of the Wing. We did this whole King of the Wing, right? And we built it up for 4 weeks, and we got 5 freaking emails, right?
Welcome to the club, kid.
5 emails, right?
Listen.
According to our download numbers, right, from Podbean and all these other things, we get hundreds of downloads every episode. 5 emails from the same 5 people, right?
Yes.
And we told people, if you guys want the
GGP.
Hold on. We're gonna start charging everybody. We're not doing it anymore for free. So we're trying to find out a pay system, how we're going to get paid for the podcast.
Well, here's the thing. Let me just say this.
You can set a price on Patreon. Sorry.
We were talking about Patreon.
Or not Patreon, on Podbean actually itself and make it a paid show.
OnlyFans. You can show some cheek.
Show some camel toe. It'll be good. Sal,
well, that's the thing. Yesterday,
like that sexy Hillary picture?
Bull. God. Looks like 2 fucking roast beef sandwiches smashed into a fucking hammock.
Would you for $1 million?
Hey, look, let me quote a great man, David Xanatos. A man will walk into hell barefoot if he's paid enough money. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's yes.
But last night when we recorded, we wound up going on a tangent at the end of the show about our emails. We thought we had an email and it wound up being from the Sci-Fi Channel. But again, we're gonna do the show regardless. Because I've left another podcast because I hate the fans. The fans were awful. They were pieces of shit. And I quit. I quit the show because I'm like, they're awful. They suck. They don't deserve to be entertained. That's not the case. I feel like, again, the same exact thing you're talking about. Every week we talk to the guys, and according to some numbers, and unless Ben's being really nice, we have enough people that at least one person can write an email that we know. And it doesn't happen. And we feel like it's just that we're putting effort and time into something that, for what?
Yeah, well,
because we love it. Because we love it, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
and you guys do a great fucking job.
Well, thank you. But here's the deal, right? We did this King of the Wing not for us. We did it with the fans. We wanted to be more interactive.
Right.
And we get the same 5 fans that always write in, that write in. And then when we say we're going to close, we got like 15 people hit us up. No, don't do it. Oh, you can hit me up now when you know you're going to lose something. But when we ask you to chip in, not even financially, just chip in a 2-minute email.
Yeah. We've never asked for a fucking dime.
Never.
We've never asked for Patreon or any bullshit like that.
And the thing that kills me the most, and I'm not one to toot my own horn. Well, I am one to toot my own horn.
Go ahead, man. Toot it up, baby.
I seen all the other podcasts regarding Star Wars. And I've
Garbage.
seen, they're all dry, paint by the number podcasts, a bunch of geeks who couldn't get laid in a female prison with a fistful of pardons, right?
Reading Disney blogs.
It's ridiculous. It's horrible, right? And we have this podcast, 3 guys, an eccentric group, a director, photographer, a pro wrestler, and an actual doctor. And we bust each other's balls so bad during the podcast. We busted our ex-producer's balls so bad during the podcast. He had to quit a couple of times, right? So to the point where it's entertaining now, and we're not growing like we should. So we just got fed up with the fans. So maybe we'll come back, maybe we won't. Or maybe we'll just come back and everyone has to pay for it. We don't know.
There you go, guys. Your voice needs to be heard because you're going to lose something if you're not interactive. It's about building communities. So if you are in the Star Wars clique that way, and that's what they're looking for is just some more interactivity, that's the least you guys can do, or else you're going to lose something that everybody loves. So let's make sure we raise them up and do what we need to do, you guys. Appreciate that. And all the hard work your whole staff's doing over there. If you want to monetize and go a certain way, that's 100% your prerogative and the work you guys put into it, man. No doubt. And if you want a job, I know there's a spot running the Millennium Falcon. If you're worried about that too, as Disney reopens again.
$14,000.
You could be my Chewbacca.
I got enough hair to do it, brother. I'll give you one. But we'll be back tomorrow, you guys. Less than even 12 hours from now. So there's no place to go. Get a couple hours sleep. Get another cocktail in you, and we'll be right back talking all the bullshit wrestling headlines you can handle. As the world falls all around us, we'll reunite here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy
I don't get to pitch anything?
No, dude, it's Stevie Richards Fitness. Stevie was sending me Ender fucking 3D printers for $199, like trying to entice me to buy them. But then I was going to send him back the new CR10 S version 5 Pro just came out, and people are going
I did see that one.
People are saying it's fucking awesome, dude.
Ben, I have a file to send you that I'd like you to print. It's amazing.
All right, I got to get a thermistor replaced in there this weekend, but I should be able to get right on it. And I got your Cthulhu sitting right here as well. But
replacing another part, huh? Okay.
It's better than I thought. I might have to replace the whole mainframe board, but it's like a 99-cent glass bead part that helps heat the shit up and maintain. But yeah, send me whatever files you want, man. I'll get them done for you.
Thanks, man.
Stevie, what do you got to pitch, buddy? A new isometric video people can shit on?
Yeah, pretty much. I hope I don't rip too many people off with this. It seems like we're getting flanked by all the negative fans here. But no, I was going to say too, Pop It On and Sal and then Ben and I try to do the same thing as well. You got to go into a different direction. If the people enjoy the content of what they're doing and everything, but honestly, the real business is like affiliates and partnerships with companies, sponsorships, the Star Wars, I guess, virtual Comic-Cons and other stuff like that, and being the virtual host of those things. I'm just saying, when I changed the direction, I still care about putting out a quality product with Stevie Richards Fitness or the quality YouTube videos or podcasts, but it's all about the business of trying to make money for the business. And that's more stable too, because the companies have the money to sponsor and to affiliate money and even free product if you want to review action figures. Just throwing stuff out there for both of you, because once I changed my direction and my focus, people enjoyed the content because the pressure wasn't on trying to convert them, and that still happens. But
well, here's the deal. Here's the crossroads that we're at right now, right? we're not going to get anything from Disney because we have Spiro telling Kathleen Kennedy every show to go fucking eat a bag of dicks.
Well, she's out,
right?
isn't she?
Well, no, that's not necessarily true. But, you know, the scenario is that we have three guys in their 40s. We're all in the same age bracket. We all grew up the same way. We all laugh at the same jokes. We all find everything funny. But then you got the majority of the people right now, right, who are all a bunch of snowflakes and get upset if you curse on a podcast or you think differently than they do. So we don't want to bend our knee to that demographic. Not that we're not inviting them in to listen. Everyone's invited to listen, but we're not going to change who we are just to please them. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, who we are may be a little too raunchy and graphic for the way the world is now. We're like almost like an Andrew Dice Clay type of comedian in the wrong time frame. You know what I'm saying? Like if
like
Andrew Dice
Stevie
Clay
telling all of those people who don't like my hat to go fuck themselves with a rusty ice pick. That's what you're saying.
No, I say thank you for subscribing and click the bell to get notified. That's exactly what I reply. Listen, you don't have to change. We have this show right here. We have what's going, and I know we're closing it out and everything, but we have this right here. We're still true to ourselves. We bring information. You still have the ball busting and everything. I feel like there's a definite niche, especially now since 95% of the people are all trying to play ball with that cancel culture and all the other stuff. For you guys just saying common sense, let's be fans, let's enjoy this shit. It's good movies, it's good TV shows, good animated series. Fuck all that other stuff. People are looking for that. At least I believe they are.
So did we, because that's what we're doing. That's the formula we're trying to follow. But
telling a girl to eat a bag of dicks too kind of throws you off the path of enjoying the show.
Yeah, but it's not said maliciously or in a way where it's supposed to be targeted to her. It's said like, you know, in a jokeful, playful manner. You know what I mean? Like
locker room talk.
Very tongue-in-cheek.
Very tongue-in-cheek locker room talk, guy
very
humor.
Very dick-in-cheek.
It's all dick and fart jokes. We're like a big Kevin Smith fucking movie, you know? Like,
oh, you're losing me now.
I know, but we can go on forever. But the Kevin Smith podcast isn't that anymore either.
Yeah,
I've listened to that for the longest time.
Yeah,
dude, the way they do the movie reviews, the watch-alongs, I know we're still going on with the podcast, but just while I'm thinking about it, just taking the Kevin Smith thing and putting into the Star Wars universe with that blueprint, it's just consistency. I mean, think about that. I think you're leaving a lot on the table if you walk away because people are just too.
I think you guys are like first tier shit as far as NFL goes.
I do too. I think it's a great product.
My 2 cents. That's all.
I know things can get frustrating in content creation, but if you toe the line, and it will pay off, especially when you're on set of The Mandalorian in 2 years and all that kind of shit. You'll look back and say that it was all fucking worth it, dude. And I totally believe that is more than a possibility to come true. So,
Ben, by the way, there's a new podcast out that I think you should listen to. Okay. It's Michael Imperioli and Steve Sharp.
Oh, shit.
It's called Talking Sopranos.
I've listened to a ton of it already. Probably half of them. But I'm trying to get Steve Sharp on here. He followed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
let's do it.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on, dude. Absolutely. And we're going to keep pushing for more and more guests. I know Sam Tripoli, we're just trying to get the date locked down, maybe August and whatnot, and that'll be huge for us to be exposed on his platform. Hopefully we can jump over there and get double exposure. But, the hardcore fans are here, and that's what we appreciate, you guys supporting the cause. Make sure we shine the light on the people it needs to be shown on every week. And obviously, as things get more and more crazy every day, we need to posse up and say, what the fuck is going on? Here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen Infidels. Y'all, you better write those goddamn NFO emails.